uncertain, all that. And I witnessed men running down carrying kids in their arms up to the infirmary.
As the firemen clear the cinema, they find the inside torn apart. In their panic, the children have ripped doors off hinges and smashed every available window. One boy, however, has remained oblivious to the whole event.
Over the brow hill came the white horse, and the minute the white horse came to the top of the hill, phew, everything went black. What happened then, I don't know. I just sat in my seat, something took over my body, and I just sat there, never knew a thing about me. People must have been rushing round about me and all that, but never heard a thing. I was hypnotised. I just sat there, just where that steel picture is, just looking like that. Just like this. You know, all of a sudden this... Mister, what are you doing sitting there, sonny? Oh, wait a minute, picture, come on, mister. So, as I said, you go right home to your mother straight away, because, well, he knew what had happened. I've always believed that somebody up there is looking after me. That day of the tragedy, my guardian angel took over my body and kept me seated there and kept me safe.
That evening, those who gather for the usual celebrations briefly shake hands before dispersing quietly. Shortly after 12 o'clock, the town is deserted. 71 children have died, and many more lie injured in hospital.
I think there was just complete shock when people learnt of the cinema disaster, and as a result of that, letters and telegrams came flooding in from all over the world. Among the correspondence, the ones that I find most evocative and most distressing in many ways is the fact that there are a number of people writing to the Provost of Paisley, actually offering their children. Kentish Town, London, to the Mayor of Paisley. Dear Sir, is there a mother in your stricken town who would be willing to adopt a little boy of 3 months? I am his mother and cannot keep him myself, and would be glad to find a good home for him. Yours faithfully. The fact that, that the mothers are prepared to see an opportunity whereby their children will perhaps go to a better home is, I think, quite remarkable and quite distressing, really.
Friday, the 3rd of January, 1930, the day of the funeral. Thousands line the streets. The Boys' Brigade lead the procession past the Glen. In the Abbey, the Reverend Father tries to console the bereaved mothers. Out at Hawkhead Cemetery, the men of Paisley dig a mass grave.
I never forget it. Because my parents, of course, they have gone long ago. And where I go and visit them, the cinema children are in the next row, and the monument is at the top of their row. So if I'm going for water, I have to pass that to go up to the fountain. And coming back, your eyes are on at the time, and from where I'm doing my flowers, I can look right over to the monument. So I never forget it. As I say, I don't dwell on it, but I never forget it.
In May 1930, the manager of the cinema was tried for negligence and found not guilty. At the trial, none of the children were asked what they had witnessed that day.
we were young, and in them days it was a matter of you could be seen but you weren't allowed to be heard. Keep your mouth shut.
Well, there was nobody, somebody was never brought up. Nah, just like all acquaintances be forgotten, you know. Never brought up.
At the government inquiry into the disaster, it was concluded that the blocked exit, overcrowding, and the lack of attendance were the main causes of the tragedy.
I mean, when you think the amount of kids that was in there, starting for the ages of months old up to about 11-year-old, 12-year-old, and one attendant, what can you do about that? Nothing. Do you think one attendant could have stopped the kids for rushing that gate? No way. Even the Black Watch wouldn't have stopped them. But still, it's a long while ago now. It's in the past, but it's always in the memory. Always will be.
As a result of the Glen Cinema disaster, safety regulations were introduced in all cinemas across Britain, ensuring the tragedy of Hogmanay 1929 would never happen again.
Never